Hi. Um, my name is Olivia, and let me just start off by saying I see online, I see on YouTube that there are so many videos talking and highlighting how to get out of a rut when people are at a place where they basically appear like they have it all figured out. And that is when they post a video on YouTube talking about, a rut. When they appear to be out of it and they're kind of talking about the rut like it's in a past tense. And I hear people talking about how they want to show up and present themselves in a way with people. They want to give out positive vibes to people, and I completely understand that. And I get where people are coming from in that sense. Like, there's a part of me that wants to be like that. That's my pride. In my head, my pride wants me to appear that way, and I think for everyone, there's a part of themselves that wants them to appear. I'm going to be doing this throughout the video because I'm filming this on my laptop and my screen just kind of goes black, so forgive me. As I was saying, I think there's a part of everyone that wants them to appear that way, appear like they've got it all figured out for people, because there's a part in all of us that has insecurity. And just like me, I have a huge fear of judgment to a degree, not severely. I can talk myself out of the fear of judgment that I have, but every day I have that crippling fear of judgment, and it's hard, and I know everyone does, and I'm not special in that degree. So I hear people talking about that a lot at the time, and I know I'm not the only one that is appearing in a video like this, in my pajamas, um, you know, cleavage, was not intending on that, but, you know, messy-ish hair, but you obviously can't, I hope, you can't really tell, but I just got out of I had a whole lot of chocolate, like, this is a New Zealand thing, but there is, like, a box of chocolates. They're called favorites, and I had the one that's like this big. I did not know it was going to be that big, and I had like 13 Ferrero Rocher pieces of chocolate. So I just got out of that, and I was eating them for about 3 hours, maybe even over that. And I also suffer from acid reflux, and because of the caffeine, like, my heart is thumping. And yeah, I suffer from, like, an eating disorder. Like, I have bad eating habits, and I eat that way to escape. And I wanted to start talking about that topic. Because I've heard that a couple times, like, people wanting to present themselves in that positive light, and to give people, you know, like, because I totally believe in, um, you know, energies transferring. And so I understand, like, what you watch does have an effect on you, like, what you consume has an effect on you. But I also know, even for myself, like, what seeing people presenting and only presenting themselves in a positive light does, um like, what that does to my um brain. And it can make me feel quite isolated. It can make me feel like on my own with what I'm struggling with. And, you know, sometimes I just want people to turn on the microphone and film themselves when they're at a place that's not what they would necessarily want to put on the internet. I find that really admirable when people can just show up authentically, and also stand firm in that and be like not ashamed to put that part of themselves forward, because it can make me feel more comfortable in my own skin, and to do the same with, you know, other people. So I thought I'd do this, turn on the camera and use this for do something beneficial for myself and possibly for other people. Because there's a part of myself that just wants to do that, just wants to use myself for the greater good, to help other people. And that can also get me out of myself and feeling so trapped in myself, and my struggles as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to come here, and I wanted to do that, and hopefully I can pass it on to you and just say that it's okay. Like, if you're in the same boat as me. And I'm also not feeling like my life is really low. I know that this rut is only temporary, and I know that I'm going to get myself out of it, and I know that it's going to be okay. So I just really want to tell you that, you know, if you're feeling really low, and when you're feeling really, really low, and like it's the end of the world, and, you know, I've been there, where you really just feel like you're going to be here forever, and, you know, things are just going to be, there's no light. You know, I've been there. I just want to tell you that, and I know you're probably going to roll your eyes at me for this, but it's not going to be that way forever, I promise you. If you just keep hanging on, and you just put one foot in front of the other, whatever it may be, just focus on what's ahead of you, and what, even the smallest thing, the littlest thing that you can do, that you can work on. It works wonders, I promise you. And yeah, I just want you to know that it does get better. And you're stronger than you think. You are so much stronger than you think. Sorry, the dairy is having an effect on my voice, but and I just want to remind you that no one's perfect. Nobody has it all together. No one knows something, like no one knows this big secret that to life that you don't, you know, like, you know, there are certain people that are wise, you know, like are greatly self-aware, and people that have more experience, I guess, than other people. But everyone, and I mean everyone, is never going to know everything. We're all still learning, and we're all still growing, and not one of us has all of our shit together. Every single one of us is living each day of their lives trying to figure things out, and each day is the beginning. And I know a lot of people can present themselves like they have it together, and you know, they won't really tell, you know, vocalize what's really going on or how they're really feeling, or the fact that they are just trying to figure everything out. But I bet you that's what everyone's doing, because how can it not be that, you know? Like, I really do believe that no matter how successful you might seem on the outside, and I think in the media that's obviously been portrayed as, you know, having a good career, you know, how much money you get, you know, sometimes it can be the white picket fence, a husband, a wife, children. And, you know, I think I would love children. I would love to get married. But in no, like, there is no situation where everything is perfect, where, you know, the outcome is sorted, you're done for, you've solved everything, you've solved the mystery of life, and everything is together and there's nothing to figure out, you know. This is, sometimes it can really feel like when a person is really low, and really struggling, the fact that we're always going to be trying to figure out life and figure out and solve our problems, it can really feel like, what is life doing to me? But when you get out of that and when you can see the light of life, I really found out how beautiful that is, you know. But even for me, it shifts all the time. Like, I can find myself sitting and marveling at how beautiful that is, and then I can sit in my bed at night thinking about, well, not hate anymore, but how it's so frustrating that it never ends, you know, the learning never ends, you know. And someone that, like, wants, a part of myself wants to know everything about life and wants to, you know all the big mysteries that we're never going to figure out and know for sure. It is hard, but I know, like I said, there's such a beauty to that. That's all life is. Like, when I think about it, the beauty is in discovery, you know, and the continuous discovery and the continuous progression. Because really, if you get to a point in life where you've figured everything out, you've grown, you know, all that you can grow, it's like, well, what else is there to life? And also, I've learned about, you know, duality, and how there's a beauty to duality. There's also a real sadness and a real heartbreak to duality. You know, everything having a positive and negative um, an opposite to one another. There's some real heartbreak and real sadness and real pain to that, but obviously on the other side there's real beautiful things on the other spectrum. But then again, like you can't know the one thing without the other, right? And that's what I've learned about love. I in my life I really had to struggle with real sadness, real loneliness, real heartbreak, and real pain to find the things that I have found that I just love, like love, and joy, and appreciation and strength, to really find the things that I find the most valuable in life. And for me, the number one value in life is love. That's what I think life is all about, is the journey to finding love, and love is just within us, within everyone, within every living thing. And it's not just a romantic love that I speak of. Love is so much more. Love is so powerful, and love is meant to be found in love, because love is the most powerful thing, the most powerful expression, the most powerful feeling, emotion, the most powerful discovery, because it's something that you cannot explain, but it's a knowing. You can never really explain love. When you really know love, it's something, and you've really felt it. It's not really something that you can ever really put into words, because it's something that is just so great. And with anything that is so great, and so powerful, you're never able to word it. Like intuition, it's just something that if you know of it and you've experienced it, it's just, you can never never put it into the English language anyway. There's never the words great enough to be able to express what it means. You can only feel it, and when you do, and that love is for yourself. It's not just for other people. It's literally there for you. It's for you to feel for yourself. It's there for you, of course, to feel for other people and for other creatures. It's there for everyone, and everyone deserves love, no matter where they're at. And that's why I want to tell you that if you're in a rut right now, like I feel like I'm in a rut, you are so deserving of everything that you desire. Everything that you feel like you don't deserve, I promise you that you deserve it. No matter where you're at, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you haven't done today, no matter what you have done today, you deserve it. Maybe I can get into this in another video, but I am not perfect. I am not a perfect person, and no one is. Everyone has made mistakes. Everyone has done things that they're not proud of. And like, everyone's done things that they are proud of in their lives. You've got to succeed at some point. It's the duality, and I am not judgmental of that, you know, of people making mistakes, of you making mistakes. I'm more judgmental of myself, but I'm trying not to be. And I think you'll find that other people are more judgmental of themselves than they are of you. I think you're probably your biggest critic, like I probably am mine. But like I said, with the duality, that's like it can feel heartbreaking that life is like this, but we've got to know what it's like to be in a rut, to feel like we're not going anywhere. You know, to feel heartbreak, to feel abandoned, to feel betrayed, to feel hurt, to feel discarded, to feel misunderstood, to feel ignored, to feel anger, sadness, guilt, shame, bitterness, to feel, you know, all these things, to feel the opposite, you know. And in every journey, it's so much more powerful to reflect on the time when you were, you know, angry or resentful or heartbroken, or feeling like, you know, you were going to be stuck in this position forever and you were never going to find love, or you were never going to get where you know, so desperately wanted to be. And then you're there, you know. And again, there's never a perfect place, you know. In every situation, there's always going to be something that's not perfect and something that you need to work on, and need to make right. But I promise you, as long as you are doing that, as long as really the most important thing is your intention. Okay, so your intention is so important. And as you know, just have a sit down and think about, you know, what is my intention? And when your intention is in the right place, you're doing amazing. Okay, even if you're, you know, sitting in bed watching movies all day, or like me, overindulging in chocolate and, you know, whatever. Just even then, just sit down and have a think about what your intentions are behind what you're doing. Why are you doing that? And just keep asking yourself why. Okay, why am I sitting in bed watching movies all day? What am I getting from this? And yeah, like, usually, you know, your inner child is trying to avoid something, to protect yourself from something, you know, from hurt, from, you know, getting hurt again. And that's okay. And that's okay. Everyone goes there. Everyone has a time, many times in their life, probably even like once a month, that their batteries die. They are just like, I am confused. I need to stop. I am scared. You know, no one is a superhero. And humans, we are such fascinating creatures. But we're no robots. We're no, like I said, superheroes that are just perfect all the time. We are, and that's what's so beautiful about us. You know, we are sensitive, some more so than others. And I think the more sensitive a person is, the more beautiful. And sadly, the real sensitive ones are the ones that crash more and hide away more. And because we're afraid of being hurt, because we know what it's like to hurt. And that does not make you weak. That does not make you weak. Absolutely not. I used to believe that, and I used to be a completely different person. I didn't know who I was at all, because I was terrified of trying to figure out who I was, because subconsciously I knew deep down how sensitive I was, and I couldn't deal with that. But I promise you that it's so much better to be you. And if that means that you need to take, I know we have obligations, sadly, in this society, to go to work and, study and get out of bed, because we need to make money and we need to support ourselves and support our families. And so some people are not as lucky as I am to be able to do that. But if you can do that, and if you really are you feel your intuition telling you, I cannot keep doing this, I just need to be in bed and I need to watch movies, do it. Because you never know, you could be serving yourself, we're human beings, we crash, and that's okay. We're not perfect, and it's not a flaw to do that. It's not a flaw to do that. I really don't believe that we are defined by things like that. As long as you are striving to better yourself, as long as you're striving to show up for yourself and show up for people and learn more about yourself, whatever your whatever you want out of life, as long as you are pushing for that and not pushing for what other people want you to push for in life, what other people's expectations of you are. Really look within yourself and ask yourself, what do I want out of my life? What do I truly want out of my life? What makes me happy, truly happy. And for me, that's feeling purposeful. That's learning more about who I truly am and living authentically to myself. And nowhere in my books of that is having a day where I or a week or whatever, because I've done way more than just a week of, sitting at home doing nothing in bed, watching Netflix, eating lots of junk food. Sometimes you just need to switch off and you need to be with yourself. Switch off what other people's expectations of you are. But as long as you can check in with yourself and you can ask yourself, is this serving me? And if not, what can I do differently? And just baby steps. Anyway, I'm telling you how to get out of a rut, which is not my intention because I'm in a rut. But I just want to say that I am here with you, and you are absolutely not alone. I feel alone a good chunk of the time when I'm around people. That's when I truly feel alone a lot of the time. And I feel more alone a lot of the time when I'm by myself. And I think that's why I get so attached to being alone. But you're not. And I think a thing that really helps is expressing yourself with people. Really opening up to being more vulnerable and showing up as you really are with people. And really being like, I don't feel okay. And for whatever reason, for me, it's a really hard thing to, like, it feels really uncomfortable to show up as appearing not okay to people, because I feel like, even though logically it doesn't make sense, but I feel like a lot of, like, people just have it together and they're not in as bad of a place as me. And I think that's because I've felt like kind of an outsider in a way, not in the oh I'm special kind of way, but like in a way that's not fun, in a way that, like, I feel like I'm being seen as a person that needs to be fixed, a person that's mentally not well, because I've had a history of being like that. And because of what I believe in, my family's Christian and I'm not. And I think that makes me, just gives me a lot of feeling that I'm being constantly judged or like not understood. And I know that there's so many people out there that can relate to me. And I just wanted to put myself out there and say that if you're feeling that way, you're not alone. And I know that's such a thing that a lot of people say, but I just wanted to say that. And I also wanted to do this video because to remind myself that I'm not alone, and that there are people out there that feel the same way that I do, very, very similar way that I do, and that it's okay for me to be whatever I am, to feel whatever way I am. And I know, because reflecting back on my past and looking now, I am really, really so proud of myself and how far I've come. And so I very much know that this is temporary and that is okay. It is not the end of the world, and you still can be very proud of yourself even when you feel like you're in a rut. It is okay. You know, you are still that person that you were when you felt so proud of yourself. Just remember that person, you know, that's you, and that's never going to change. And I promise you that you are going to feel proud of yourself again, and you should feel proud of yourself now, because you are trying. And And yeah, you were literally still that person, but you were just in a rut. But every character in a movie goes through these. And so just remember that you're that character in your own movie, and you're gonna go up again, and you're gonna go down, and you're gonna go up again, and you're gonna go down, and you're gonna go up. And that's a part of life. But you just, when I look at these past few years, these past 5 years really, and I just look at, I just turned 23 a few days ago, and I was just reminded of myself when I just turned 22, and I reflected on that in like a few seconds, and I just realized, wow, I've grown so much in 1 year. It's absolutely insane. And I just reminded myself in that moment of how proud I am of myself. And I'm sure that you can do that as well when you reflect on the past 2 years, or the past 3, or the past 1 year, whatever. Just have a think of all those things. They could be little things, they could be huge things, they could be whatever. Every single thing is so valuable, and it can feel like, some things can feel like little things to other people, but to you they can be massive things. Even like the things that appear small to you can be massive things to somebody else. And usually the things for me that I can't really describe for other people are the massive things, because for me, finding love and figuring out what love truly means to me, and what it feels like, and knowing that I know love is the greatest discovery. And everyone knows the word love. It's portrayed in so many movies that it's the greatest thing, but it is. And really, that will always be the greatest thing in life. And I'm just so very proud that I get to say that I truly know what love is, and I truly know what it feels like, and that my intention is always love. And that makes me so incredibly proud of myself, that is how I live my days. So when I go to binge on food, I can, the moment I finish, I can feel like shit. I feel like, why did I just do that? But it's why it's so much easier for me to let go of anything, really. And that's why I don't hold grudges. Really, I just let go. When I was so terrible with holding grudges, I did that all day, every day. But I let go of those things because I feel love. Those things just vanish because I feel love for myself. I forgive myself. I forgive others. I know what's important. I know what's valuable. And I know why I had a lot of chocolates, because that was what I did to deal with some really, really like hard feelings, hard confrontations, hard things that I have to deal with. It's avoidance. And that's okay. Because life is hard. Life is really, really hard. And it can feel really hard to do a lot of things in life when you feel alone, and when you feel like you need help, and everything just feels so overwhelming, and you're too scared to ask for help, or of course you're gonna just want to be in bed watching Netflix in your room, not going outside, like not talking to anyone, eating junk food, because life is really hard. And it's really heartbreaking, especially when everyone wants to do these things. Everyone wants to be able to have the strength to do these things. But it's extremely hard to say yes and just do them, to have that confidence. But I have faith that I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to do it. And if you're in the same boat, I have faith in you. Sometimes we've really just got to be like, I'm just going to say yes, and I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to see what happens. We can do that. We can do that. And sometimes it is just as simple as that, and it can really make all the difference. But I just want to highlight the rut situation. I just really want to highlight being in a rut and saying that it's okay. And I'm not here telling you, pushing you out of it, okay? Because everyone experiences this, and it is so valid, and it is so okay. But of course, I want you to live your best life. Like, I want to live my best life. But I do not judge you, and I do not think any less of you if you were to come up to me and tell me that you were in a rut and you feel all these things about yourself, or like about anything. I will not think you're any less of a human being if you came up to me in your pajamas and you said this, and you had a pizza box in your left hand, whatever. I would not judge you. I would think, I have been there, and that is a real human being in front of me. Better than any person, not better, but like more real than any person that stands there and tells me that they don't go through ruts, because that is just false. So props to you. But yeah, I really don't know how to end this video, but it's okay. It's okay. At the end of the day, just do what you give yourself the grace to love yourself. You can still feel I'm sure everyone does, and that's okay. It's okay to struggle with your body image. It's okay to struggle with, insecurity about yourself, any kind of insecurity. But that doesn't mean that you can't love on yourself. Show yourself love, even if you're not best friends with yourself. You're a human being, and you deserve love. Okay? That's me. I hope this has benefited somebody. I know this has benefited me. My stomach is so not happy. So I'm going to try and love myself tomorrow and not do this again. Because that's me trying to show up for myself right now. But I'm not going to hate on myself for doing what I did today. I did what I had to. Like, You know what you do. You know what you do when you want to hide, when you want to avoid. And I hope that you can look at that act and that thing, whatever it is, and see what you were trying to do and see the love behind it. Because I'm sure, I bet you, there is love and care behind that. There's a child behind that, and that child deserves love. You deserve love. Okay? Alright. Lots of love to you, and I'm proud of you. Keep going. You're gonna be okay. Just keep going, keep moving, and don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to get those feelings out. Yeah. All right.